Oh, and there was one time, if we're talking about injury, there was one time I went to hospital because basically in my old house we had the cereal cupboard was at like, ow, that kind of hurts my arm. At like head height. So you open the cupboard here, you get your cereal, you put it on the counter that's like here, you know, one of the sort of head height. Starts about here, head height cupboard, you know. So I put my bowl by that cupboard. It was the evening, so you know, it was just a quick bowl of cereal. So I was a bit peckish. So I put the bowl down there. I opened the cupboard. I poured my Cheerios in, and a single Cheerio fell onto the floor. And I was like, oh, I better pick that up before my dog gets to it. So I bent down and I picked up my one singular Cheerio, and then I stood up, but I forgot that the door was still open. So obviously the corner of the door went into the back of my head and split my head open, so that was fun. And then I went to the hospital and I was like, oh, I'm bleeding from my head, please. And they were like, ah, okay, that's good. Would you just like to sit and wait there? So I sat and wait there in the waiting room with fucking a roll of kitchen paper. Well, what's it called? That blue roll, that blue kitchen paper stuff they have in hospitals and schools. Fucking rolls of that going on my head. Because it was like, it wasn't just like a cut or like a gash. It was deep. And then eventually, when I'd lost almost enough blood to the point where I was probably going to die, the nurse comes out and she's like, oh, would you like to come with me? And I was like, bloody hell, I'd like to come with you about 3.5 millennia ago, but okay. I'll walk over to you if I don't pass out from blood loss on my way. So I get over there, she's like, right, let's have a look. You have to peel off, like, caked in bloody tissue, because I've been holding it there for a million years. She goes, ah, okay, lovely. So she wipes it up, does all the cleaning stuff with, like, the Savlon spray, and, you know, it really stings, because it's all, like, the antiseptic and all that. And I'm like, ooh, that's a bit stingy. Anyway, she whacks out, I mean, what is essentially a hot glue gun, and hot glues my head together. She, like, pinches it all together, and then, like, hot glues it together. Like, genuinely, that's just not an exaggeration from lack of knowledge of medical equipment. It was hot glue. She hot glued my head together. And she was like, how did this happen? So I told her the story. I dropped a singular Cheerio, picked it up, and smashed my head open. And she goes, oh, dear. I go, yeah, oh, dear, indeed. She goes, no. You shouldn't be eating Cheerios. I go, excuse me? And she goes, oh, you shouldn't be eating Cheerios. You should have something like Weetabix with yogurt on it. And I was like, excuse me? I think the smallest problem we have here is my choice of breakfast cereal. The main issue you should be having here is, oh, this child's head is bleeding a lot. Like, I bled a lot in my time. And that was the only reason I went to hospital, because I was losing a lot of blood. Usually, if I had something like that, I'd sit down, I'd go to my room and just put some paper on it. But I was losing a lot of blood. Like, there were pools of blood in the kitchen. That's why we went. And her fucking issue is not the fact that I've lost, like, I mean, you know, a few pints of blood. I'm probably on the brink of death. Well, that's a little bit dramatic, but I'd lost a lot of blood. Because it was an enormous wound. It was a big gash. And her fucking issue was not, oh, let's figure out how to clean this up and antiseptic it and, you know, tell him how to look after the wound. No, let's have a go at him for choosing Cheerios. Sure, I'd get it if I was eating Crave, you know? Crave are just sugar, chocolate, sugar, chocolate. Sugar, chocolate. It was a Cheerio. That's all it was. And this woman was like, oh, you should have Weetabix with yogurt. I was like, you should shush. I could have died from that. I could have been dead.